I'm Isaiah Truman, and I train the world's best athletes. Surfers, snowboarders, golfers, tennis players, every sport imaginable, except for shooting. I have 10 weeks to take high school senior Reagan Tyler and make her into the best athletic shooter that she can be.
And I'm veteran Green Beret sniper instructor John Wayne Walding.
Remember your trigger squeeze.
And I figure if I can teach a few hundred Afghans how to shoot without a lick of English, I ought to be able to do something with Reagan.
This is I Am Forever. So this episode's all about rhythm and timing.
Okay.
Which I feel is fundamental to every sport. Really, it doesn't matter to me if you're shooting a basketball, snapping a football, whatever it is, every athlete has a rhythm and timing element that helps them do what they do really well.
No, absolutely. And from a shooter's perspective, you can absolutely see when a shooter's in rhythm. You know, there's boom, boom, boom. Whenever they get off the rhythm, they're just, like I said, they just go into a snowball and suck. So getting in that rhythm and staying in it, that's key.
Well, this week I took Reagan to play some golf. I was surprised by how many similarities there really are between athletic shooting and putting. You know, just having that smooth action, backswing, foreswing. It's like pulling that trigger nice and smooth, which I learned from you. Well, let's take a look at her footage.
Let's do it.
Today we're here with PGA Master Instructor Stephen Almach at the Glen Eagles Country Club in Plano, Texas. So Stephen, I brought Reagan here today because I'm really trying to help her develop as an athletic shooter. And I feel that being relaxed and the importance that has on being smooth and coordinated is really critical to her development.
Well, in order for Reagan to do well with her putting, she needs to be poised, she needs to be relaxed, and she needs to have good tempo and good rhythm. There's so many nuances to putting as far as how to control your center, how to be relaxed, how to control your pace and your tempo, especially under the most extreme pressures that a golfer feels.
It's kind of like having that mental and emotional checklist that you run through so that you can be consistent every time you approach either golf or athletic shooting.
Reagan, Isaiah, I wanted to bring you guys in here to show you my studio. I think this is going to be the perfect place for us to work on your tempo, on the timing of your stroke, get you centered and balanced, and we'll really look at the putting analysis that the SAM putting analyzer gives us. And I'll show you some data points that we can work on to really help those aspects of your game. The overall profile is quite nice. You can see as you're going back, it takes you almost 800 milliseconds to make a backswing, and that's outside the range of the PGA Tour standard. So we're gonna get you within the time parameters of that, and that'll really help to get your tempo more consistent. This is the basically golf metronome that I developed. And what we'll do is I'll have you make practice strokes. We'll set you to the tour standard, and I'm gonna have you try to match your stroke to the sound of the beat, and then we'll putt some. Train yourself to just hold your finish at the end. Wherever it's at, just hold it.
Okay.
So you hit it, you hold it. You can just see already, look what happened to your timing.
Wow.
It's a little tighter, a little smoother, getting better. Now look at the final timing of it. Before you were 800 milliseconds, now you're right in the zone of the backswing time. The follow-through matters quite a bit because it's just a process of hitting the golf ball. So that's why I asked you to hold your finish at the end, because that helps to tighten up and make everything more consistent. If you just let it do whatever it wants, that'll tend to bleed into the overall stroke, and now that'll affect your timing and your tempo also.
It's kind of like managing recoil.
Definitely. That's like tightening your wrists, keeping that recoil controlled, like keeping your swing controlled.
The key is consistency. It's great to have a good putt here and there, but being able to do the same things over and over consistently was what leads to great golfers and great shooters. All right, Reagan, great job with the putting analyzer. Let's see what you learned and put it to work.
All right, let's do it.
There you go. Good stroke. Train yourself to hold your finish. That was better. One practice stroke, but I want you to hold your finish at the end of this practice stroke. Just go back and through and just hold it right there. Okay, and just repeat that with the ball. That was perfect. Great tempo. There you go. That was a good stroke.
Oh, dang it, that was so close.
Way to go. Hitting the hole from 20 feet, that's pretty good. What I want to do is follow up with what we did inside. We're going to use the metronome. You just focus on good tempo, being relaxed, getting the proper dynamics of the stroke, and then I want you to try to knock it in the hole. sit. Good stroke. There you go. Perfect distance control. Yes. Way to go.
It seems like the fundamental skill to take away from this is that nice and smooth, coordinated timing. And you keep saying consistent, consistent, which takes practice.
Yeah.
I think you've given us a lot of great tools to become more consistent, but obviously practicing more and more will make it sort of second nature.
Maybe a little bit hard.
Yeah.
So Reagan, this week, the goal was for us to really improve your consistency and your timing. And I felt like the putting drill was really an excellent way for you to do that. So I'd like for you to practice this every day this week. The metronome, I think, was really beneficial.
Yeah, definitely.
Just to get that consistent timing down. A lot like athletic shooting, it's not so much that we want a random bullseye, but that we want that consistent, tight cluster. So I think the app, the putting drill, 30 minutes a day, if you do that, I personally think we'll see a lot next weekend when you're at the range.
As you can see, not the best putter, but basically the aim of this homework that Isaiah gave me was to work on missing small. So if I did miss, to keep the group pretty tight. I've also been using my metronome app, and it's been really helpful with, finding the right rhythm and the right timing. So I'm hoping it'll pay off at the range.
So how was golf?
It was good. My coach gave me this metronome app to use while I was putting.
Yeah.
To kind of set my pace for my putter. So whenever the metronome app would go, I would match my swing to the clicks of the metronome.
Wow, well that actually ties in perfect to what we're doing here,
Yeah.
because it's all about timing. Texas Star is something that can be easy when done right, but very difficult if you get out of timing.
5 pistol shots from the 10-yard line may sound simple, and it would be if we were firing at stationary targets. But when you shoot the Texas Star, it's going to start swinging, so the key to success here is rhythm and timing.
So you want to have that front sight waiting for that pie plate to reach your sight picture, and then you pull the trigger. Make sure that you're watching your front sight post and you're not watching the pie plate, right? Movement, that's what eyes naturally want to follow, but don't get sucked into the pie plate. Make sure you have your good sight picture, and when that plate reaches in, pull the trigger, and it should be an easy day.
All right.
All right, Reagan, lock and load. Shooter ready?
Ready.
Begin.
Miss.
Black out. Press. There you go.
Good.
Remember to ambush. Same point of aim. Wait for it. There you go. Look at there, you double.
Oh.
Wait for it. There, perfect. Wait, now.
Oh.
There you go, good job. Clear? So, as you can tell here, timing really played a big role, right?
Yeah.
So what happened when you started shooting?
I missed a couple of the first ones, but then I hit 2, and so I felt pretty good, and it started swinging on me.
Right.
And it got a little tough, yeah.
Right. Yeah, so you did good when you hit the first 2, but whenever it really started to go left and right and that pendulum started swinging.
Yeah, it's tough not to track, like you said.
Yeah, you get target fixated is something we say in the Army. You get target fixated, and your eye naturally wants to follow that moving target. Next week, what we're gonna do is confidence. And the way that I do confidence is long range. If you shoot 1,000 yards and you hit the target, when you come back to 200, that's gonna be easy, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna build your confidence up, and you're gonna have a good time. So as you can see, the Texas Star is not only fun to shoot, but it's difficult. There's a lot of sensory overload there where you're watching the target, you're finding your sights, and trying to make it all come together to hit. She did good. What I saw the best out of that was the end. She had a little problem. The first time she hit the plate, it started moving, and she just, kind of lost it for a while. But the last couple of shots, you could just see she'd wait till it got to the slow point, knocked it down, and she was doing as she was taught.
She really figured out the rhythm and the timing.
Right.
It was a lot like when we went to the golf course. At first she was a little bit all over the place, and then as she was working with the metronome,
right,
she really started to master it.
Good stroke. There you go.
So this week, what I'd like you to do as a simple take-home exercise is a single-leg windmill. Darren and Coleon are gonna show you how it's done. Check it out.
Single leg windmill. Sound familiar to you?
Arms out like wings of a plane. You're gonna be on one leg.
All right.
In this case, you're gonna go left hand, touch the inside of the right foot. Let's do it. So squat down nice and slow. Keep your arms like the wings of a plane. touch, back up, and this is where it's really hard to balance. Wow, I think I just did it almost. All right, so that was 1 rep. That's good. All the way up? That's too easy. So now we're going right hand to the inside of the left foot. Yeah, I can't do this. I feel like I'm defeated. My stomach's cranked up on me, my feet. I'm just glad that it's Reagan working out with his eye on a regular basis and not us, because he would make us, like, cry.
To me, that sounded like a challenge to see if I can, in fact, make them cry.
That's what I got.
Challenge accepted.
Absolutely, let's do it.
Tomorrow morning, you two, at the gym, 4:30 a.m.
I'm gonna start now.
For the rest of you at home watching, tune in next week when I take Reagan to the rock climbing gym. We're working on her confidence. It'll be a challenge, but a lot of fun. Tune in, take a look. Next week on I Am Forever.
That's it. At the finish. All right.
So
all
I
right.
just sit?
Yep, now sit.
Oh, I don't
Lean
like
back.
it.
Yep, all at once. You got it.
Oh, I don't like it.
Got nothing.
Okay. Remember how I say if you miss, do something different?
Yeah.
That gun hurts,
Well,
don't it?
I just feel it. It's not that it's hurting. I'm just getting frustrated because I feel
right.
like I'm changing it, but